Fishing the Wild West TV with Wes David is brought to you by Tracker Boats, fish the finest. Adventure Destinations. Book your trip of a lifetime with Adventure Destinations and Thompson's Resort, along with Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here.
Fishing the Wild West.
This week, Fishing the Wild West TV is in northern Manitoba at Baker's Narrows Lodge. This is a drive-to lake with all the adventure of a fly-in fishing adventure. We're going to be targeting lake trout and maybe even take some time and go after the northern pike. Stay tuned for this week's episode, Fishing the Wild West TV, northern Manitoba, Baker's Narrows Lodge. We got into Baker's Narrows Lodge early, about noon. Got all situated in our cabins. Guides are out, everybody's out fishing, so we couldn't be this close to this much water and not launch the boat. We're not very far, we're just out fishing some sunken humps. We don't know if it's a lake trout, northern pike, walleye. That feels like a northern pike to me. But we got all the rods rigged. We got lake trout rods, walleye rods, northern pike rods, and that's I'm pretty confident that what this is, and I think this is a good one. And Baker's Narrows Lodge is known for its lake trout, great lake trout fishing, which we're going to go for lake trout tomorrow. It's got walleye and it's got some great northern pike. And I'm confident, well, he's deep. I'm gonna get my net ready. And again, I'm just out here. We got out of the truck, loaded in the cabin, got all our gear situated and introduced to everybody. And I thought we'll come out and do a little walleye fishing. They told us where to go, a couple spots. Islands and some sunken humps, and that's what we're not very far from the cabins at all. And the more this fish runs, the more I think it's a pike, and it's a really good pike. I can see him over here. He's a really good pike. This is a picture-worthy pike. I got all my rods here. I may have to land them on this side of the net or on the boat. And again, I'm walleye fishing, so I don't have a leader on there. Nothing. I hope he doesn't cut through my line. Oh, don't do that, buddy. There we go. We got him in the net. Just as I was bringing him into the net, that line was on his top teeth. I got sunline braid on there, 30 pound, but we're gonna get him out of the net. We'll get the hook out of him. We'll show him to you. I'm definitely gonna take a couple pictures and we'll get him back in. Look at inside his mouth. Big, healthy northern pike out here walleye fishing. Really, just an incredible fish. We're gonna get him back in the water and I'll show you how sometimes it pays to be lucky. Holy cow, that's a beautiful fish. Just hold her. I never pull a fish backwards through the water. It runs water through their gills the wrong way and you're not doing them any good. I will wiggle their tail. She knows she's the release. She's just sitting here. She gave me a good fight. I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I want to let her go. Look at how beautiful she looks in the water. There she goes. Right down. I'm going to show you real quick how lucky I am to have landed that fish. First, it fell out in the net. I got a simple snake eye jig from Big Sky Jigs, and just a soft plastic from Liquid Mayhem. I had a little Liquid Mayhem scent on there, but the whole time, just when I brought her in, I'm gonna have to retie, that's all frayed. That was just rubbing on the roof of her mouth and those fine little sharp hacksaw type teeth. And I was really lucky to land that northern pike, but very grateful.
This segment is brought to you by Big Sky Flies and Jigs, tackle you can trust, and Power Pole, total boat control. Closed captioning is brought to you by Millennium Marine, unmatched comfort, time-tested durability.
Right on, he must have hit it as it fell. We just saw him on the screen too. Loosen this up just a bit. He must have hit it as it fell. Mir, one of the guides, he's with some other clients that headed out to another spot just through that passage. We might meet up with them later, or we might just stay here and fish these. This feels like a really good lake trout. 65 feet of water, 62, 65 feet of water, and just jigging. Here we're using, they really want to chase the bait, so we're using a Liquid Mayhem soft plastic, a paddle tail in the white pearl, and we're jigging it on the bottom, snapping on the bottom, then bringing it to the surface, and they're chasing it. Let me get my net ready while he's down low. Yeah, he feels like a really good one. And they're all mixed in here. You can get multiple sizes. But Mir said some of the big ones are here. Some of the bigger ones are here at this time of the year. And Baker's Narrow is really well known for big fish throughout the season. But fall and ice fishing season, they hook a lot of big fish, but they're here year round. We just got to find them. I can see him. And he's in the net. Okay, I'll get the hook out of him, show him to you. I'm going to get a quick picture of this fish, then we'll release him back in the water. What I do when I bring him in is I set my net on the edge, then that fish is not beaten off the bottom of my boat. He's safe, I'm safe. Hold them up, just great fish. Jigging out here in one of the first bays that we've come through. Like I say, we're gonna meet up with some other clients. The guides are out somewhere. We're gonna follow them out there and catch some more. All right, we just released that one. Made 2 or 3 jigs and swims to the surface, and this one hit, and I think it hit about maybe 20 feet below the surface. He followed it all the way up. He's here already. He's gonna have a lot of energy in him. Better fight him a little more. He's, like I say, he's just 20 feet below the surface, so he's a big fish. About the same as the last one. And they're strong. And he's in the net. Get all situated here again, show them to you, and I'm gonna get back down for another. This one's a fat, healthy fish. Hook's caught in the net. Now that is fat, healthy lake trout. Really wide across the girth. I don't want to hold him vertical, but he's probably as wide as my hand is wide. Hit 20 feet below the surface. We'll get him back in. There he goes. So again, they're just stacked up in here, but actually this morning, you know, we can see them go across, suspended fish on the bottom, and they're chasing it right to the top. And the fish on the bottom are actually acting like walleye. They're really tight to the bottom and hard to tell that they're even there.
This segment has been brought to you by Hooked Magazine, hooked on fishing in the great outdoors, and Lynn Thompson Lures, made in Canada for over 95 years. This segment is brought to you by Streamside Rods and Reels, we keep you fishing, and PK Lures, set the hook on more fish with PK Lures.
Well, we tracked down Brett and Caitlin. They're owners here, Baker's Narrows Lodge. You're extremely busy. So we got them trapped down for 15 minutes. Tell us a little more in depth of what people can expect when they book with you.
Sure. Well, we've been a family business here, Wes, for 22 years now. We're located on Lake Athapapaskow here in northern Manitoba. We're a drive-to fishing lodge, and we have just an amazing fishery here with multi-species, lake trout, northern pike, and walleye. We do also have a brand new, this year, remote fly-in lodge that we're super excited about, and it's about 100 air miles north of this main lodge here, and we also have another outpost that's 20 miles past that as well, that is a DIY.
So from Baker's Narrows Lodge, you got an outpost lodge, then an outpost camp.
Correct.
And what's there? Same species, lake trout?
Yeah, so the main lodge located on a lake called Kamachawi, it is world-class lake trout fishing. I mean, top-notch, legendary lake trout fishing there, with also pike and walleye, and probably the clearest lake you'll find between here and the Arctic Circle, honestly.
And aside from that, you're a year-round fishery. Like you've done a lot of work, a lot of promotion work for your ice fishing.
Yes.
So people can come up here if you're an avid ice angler, or even if you're not, you can come up here and leave an avid ice angler. Tell us a little bit about the ice fishing.
So the ice fishing has absolutely exploded. It's just taken off like crazy over the last 4 or 5 years, and so we've geared up for it. And you know, now we host corporate groups, just individuals, families, stags, all sorts of individuals who want to come up here and do the full ice fishing experience. And man, I'll tell you, we've gotten a lot of trophy fish through the ice here.
I've seen some of the photos and stuff. It's incredible. Thank you very much for having us, Caitlin. Brett.
Thank you, Wes.
And these two are recently engaged, so they're committed to the lodge. Call anytime, email. You can book your trip of a lifetime at a drive-to lodge, or you can go to the fly-out lodge, the outpost camp, come ice fishing. Just an incredible adventure here, and we've only been here 3 days, and we don't want to leave. He's on. I was just retying. I had a pretty good lake trout bite, so I thought it was safe to retie. And here he hooks up. How does he feel?
Feels like you got lunch, Wes.
Good, because we've been catching only big fish, nothing for short lunch. One little guy.
Perfect eater.
This will be the most talked about fish at Baker's Narrows, is the shore lunch. The one that the guides cook you up for shore lunch. You know, everybody talks about, you know, eating walleye. Can you just hold that? Get that. There we go. Eating walleye for shore lunch. But this here is going to join us for lunch.
You betcha.
We're going to use the Baker's Narrows fish batter,
Yeah,
and Jane's going to cook it up for us.
let's do it.
Wild Cookhouse is brought to you by High Mountain Seasonings. Wrangle up big Western flavor with High Mountain Seasonings.
So Jaden's just cooking us up some shore lunch. This lake trout was in the water about 30-45 minutes ago.
You bet.
And this is common with Baker's Narrows, a drive-to lake, but another fly-out fishing adventure, or part of it, is
Yep.
the shore lunch.
You betcha. Yeah, like we offer the shore lunch for any of our clients that are wanting to eat some fresh fish out there that day. We also do have other options when it comes to some people just don't want to eat fish. Some people don't care for fish, so there's bagged options, and that's also another good
Like
option.
a bagged lunch,
Like a bagged
sandwiches,
lunch, sandwich,
yeah,
chips, you know, the whole 9 yards. But
Not wanting fish this fresh, that's a thing?
yeah, I don't know. Some people are, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how you can go wrong with this. It was swimming about, like you said, half an hour ago in 86 feet of water, living its life.
And these you have shoreline spots for shore lunch all along, regardless
over
of
the-
where you're,
Every-
like not just you, all the guides.
You bet. Every lake we fish on, we have kind of our own little designated
Yeah.
spots we can take guys and do this. So
Well, if you come up here to Baker's Narrows Lodge, I highly recommend, like I said before, hiring a guide, going out, incredible fishing, but be sure to experience the shore lunch.
Fishing the Wild West TV will be right back. This segment is brought to you by Inception Outdoors, Chubb's Lures, Vanguard Tackle, Original Bad River Tackle Company, and Hummingbird. Simply, clearly, better.
but on days like this, it's awesome. Take advantage of
Yeah.
it.
Dream about these days during the
Yeah.
winter
Oh,
months.
yeah. Yeah, it's a perfect day to get out here and get a big laker.
He's just trying to go right back to the bottom.
Yeah, just got a glimpse of him there. He's at about 80 feet, so.
Oh, I've got him 9 feet. All this work, I've lifted him 9 feet.
Yeah.
Get his head heading for surface.
Yeah, making some headway now, eh?
Now that net, that's an Ego net,
Yep.
and it'll extend to help you if we've got to reach, but I'll make it as easy on you as possible.
I'll get things ready here and get prepared for this big guy.
Oh, we might be starting over. Okay, I think I got him heading for surface now.
Yeah, looks like he's coming, eh?
Yeah. He's a heavy fish. I haven't seen him yet, but he is heading. He's coming up. I'm definitely going to want a picture of this fish.
Big fish, Wes. Big fish. Keep cranking. Keep cranking. That's a real big fish. Straight up. Straight up.
Ay,
That's a beauty.
holy.
Lake at the top, buddy. That's a big fish.
Well, so we'll keep him in the water till he's done fighting. So we don't want to hurt the fish. We're gonna take a picture of him, get him back in. But when you come to Baker's Narrows Lodge, this is what the guides put you on. Not every fish is gonna be this big, but you're gonna have an abundance of fish. But they know what they're doing, know where they're going. Even though Jaden's only been guiding with him for a month, he's lived on this lake his whole life.
Beauty. It's a beauty.
Yeah, that is, what do you think he is?
That's a 36 incher, buddy.
36,
heavy.
but heavy. Look how
25 pounder, 20 pounder.
nice. We're gonna get him back in the water. We'll keep him safe. He's the most important part of this whole operation. Look at him in the water. That is beautiful.
This Gear Talk is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here.
In this week's episode of Fish in the Wild West TV, well, we're here at Baker's Narrows Lodge in northern Manitoba jigging lake trout. We started off jigging the Spino from Buzz Bomb Tackle. Now, you see me jig this a lot for many of the salmonoid species. Simple hookup, it spins on the axis, falls fast, jigs well, lots of erratic, thunderous vibration with this lure. However, once that heat come out, got up to 27, 28, 30 degrees, those lake trout turned off. And we went smaller and lighter, a little slower fall action, not only falling from the boat, but even when you're jigging. Simple 1 ounce jig, big hook, barbless hooks here in Manitoba, but we complemented that with a 4-inch jerk minnow from Liquid Mayhem. Now this was the pearl pattern, trying to imitate any bait fish, whitefish, or even other lake trout. And then we always touch that up with a little bit of Liquid Mayhem scent. But the real key to this week's episode and keeping that bait invisible, we had a leader on there. I used 18 pound FC Sniper from Sunline. Attached to that, it went to 50 pound PE8 braid from Sunline. Those techniques were key here at Baker's Narrows for jigging finicky lake trout on an incredibly hot day. Well, that's this week's episode of Fish in the Wild West TV from northern Manitoba at Baker's Narrows Lodge. If you like what you've seen, follow us on social media or through the pages of Hook Magazine.